MarxModa is a family business, and so as a family, we decided to really come back to Detroit and plant roots. Detroit is also the largest city in our state of Michigan, and being a Michigan business, it was important for us to be in the heart of the city that we serve. Being able to renovate a historic building that was abandoned for 17 years and show off the work our team has been able to do and the partners in the Detroit community, all the architects we engaged throughout Michigan to bring a building that needed revitalization to life seemed like the perfect fit for our business. We had a lot of history to work with here, and there were a lot of decisions we made to honor that history, but of course modernize and make this a beautiful, livable, functional, and up-to-date workplace for our employees. We got a lot of perspective from our own team to make sure that they were going to be happy here and view this as their home away from home, that they could be productive here, that this was a place they wanted to come to work.
This is a national historic building, so there are a lot of rules that we learned along the way. We also had a lot of partners. So I was the main point person at MarxModa to help bring all those ideas together to create a cohesive space for our team. So we had a few things pop up along the way. We had this whole design for the mezzanine that was set. The mezzanine stair had like a solid wall on the side, and we were gonna put bike racks so people could commute to work. We had this whole concept around that. And then as we were going through the permitting process, we found out this mezzanine staircase was too close to the exterior windows, and it was blocking line of sight into the space, which went against building code for historic buildings. So because the mezzanine wasn't here originally when it was first built, so it would have changed the way that the building might have appeared from the exterior. We kind of had to pivot and redesign that space. We ended up putting some rocks with plants underneath and made it more of a transparent staircase so it would be less obtrusive visually. And I think the end result is beautiful. Another mezzanine related challenge, we had this weird bump out in the floor on the mezzanine because of a staircase below it. And so we kind of had to create a functional, usable space around that. And so what you probably have seen today is like that wooden staircase, kind of like a collaborative stair wood area where we made some lounge seating and just kind of made it like a place for people to hang out. Underneath that is the ceiling of the staircase below that pops through the floor. So I don't know that we would have necessarily put that there originally, but we needed to make that space purposeful and functional and useful. And so that was an idea that we came up with to kind of make that flooring obstruction a little bit more functional.
There's a lot of spaces in this building that I'm very proud of, including the room where we're sitting right now. This is what we call the family room. There were a lot of design iterations on what this space could have been. It was severely damaged by water during the 17 years it was abandoned. Most of the walls and the ceiling had to be repaired. And in that process, we were able to save at least the original design of the walls and the ceiling and cast molds of the plaster. It could have been, a private office. It could have been a design library, but we wanted to make this space open for the entire team to use. It's been very successful in that anyone can reserve time here. It is not a closed off space. Everyone feels welcome. Truly feel like it's a family room. Another place that is often overlooked is our basement. It is truly a special space because instead of being a dark, dingy back of house type of area, we made it a testament to the family aspect of our business. We have some reclaimed wood from the former Detroit Fire Headquarters, which is now Apparatus Room in the Foundation Hotel. And we had a wood burning artist do a memorial to my grandfather, which he spent 30 years as a Detroit firefighter. And then we also have 2 old vaults from 1871 when this was originally a bank. One of those vaults is also a memorial to my other grandfather, who was a professional baseball player. So we call that special room the dugout because of the natural narrow and long shape. You sort of feel like you're in a dugout. So the basement has a few special spaces. It even has a golf simulator for those of us who enjoy the sport, a very big community island where we all gather and eat lunch or celebrate birthdays. Basements can be overlooked, but we really tried to make that a special community space.
Personally, for my home, I always kind of, even since I was a little kid, have viewed my space, my environment as like a reflection of my soul, like who I am as a person. And so I think it's the same for a corporation. You want that space to reflect who that corporation is and who they are, and what they value. And so that was a lot of what we wanted to do here at MarxModa, is like incorporate a little bit of that soul.
Timeless and collected is sort of my happy spot and what I enjoy, and that happens to be a lot of what you'll see in this building. I think the workplace needs to be considered really a person's second home. If you really take a look at the number of hours people spend at the workplace, it is their second home. And if you are not able to give your employees maybe a say in the design of their workplace, I would hope that you at least have a representative team who is thinking about how to create space where there's enough private areas for them to either break away, take personal calls from their children's schools, calls from their doctors, things like that, but also certain areas where they can enjoy their lunch without having to leave the workplace if they choose to. And also, it should be a space where they can be just as efficient, or in my opinion, more efficient than at home. If you are not considering the people who are coming into the office, you may struggle with, getting those individuals come into the office. I think more and more businesses are starting to realize that the office needs to be an extension of the home.